$110, $130, $140, $150. Fair warning. Next lot. $80, $110.
Welcome in, everybody. Should be live? Should be live? Should be good? Should be good?
$130.
Should be good? Should be good?
$150.
Should be good?
$170, $180.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby, we live out here. We live out here. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. Helps out the stream. Helps out the stream a lot when you guys hit the thumbs up. I know it's a pain in the ass on mobile and stuff, but it helps out. Helps out. Welcome in, you guys. Another wonderful Tuesday is upon us. I'm sorry to tell you guys, this will be the last Tuesday for June. Last Tuesday of June. I am back on... going away to PEI, Prince Edward Island, for anyone who doesn't know what it is. Actually, you know what? I'm only going to miss 1 week, I think. I think I'm only going to miss the 24th. I think the Power of PlayStation auction is the 26th, so unfortunately I will miss that. So I'll miss 1 week, and I'm back on the 1st. We'll have a 1 week hiatus. We're going out to Prince Edward Island. The girlfriend and I, she has a work conference, so we're turning it into a work plus vacation. You know what I mean? I get like a reduced rate on flight. She gets some free hotel rooms. It's a good gig. It's a good gig. So we're going to go muck around in the Maritimes. Yeah, eat some fish, eat some lobster, you know. All the good maritime stuff. I don't know, sing sea shanties, folk songs. I don't know what you do in the Maritimes. Is it the place where they don't have cars? Well, no, they do have cars out there. They certainly... What place doesn't have cars? We're in Canada, my guy. Like, everywhere has cars. What do you mean? Yeah, learn to speak like a newfie. Everywhere in Canada has cars. There's places in Canada... Do you think I'm going up to the territories? Like the northwest of the Yukon? Ay. If Monday's shameless plug boosts the market. Yeah, I tell you, that Monty guy. Hey, Elijah? That Monty guy, Nathan, Rainier Consignment. Oh my gosh, he's a bull. He's a perma bull out there, I tell you. Hoshi no Kirby, the game that is on the title card here. Japanese Showcase auction just ended on Thursday, so huge thanks to anyone who came out to watch the auction live on Thursday. If you checked out the replay, we're going to talk more about how Japanese stuff is doing. The VGA 90 Kirby here just ended at $287.50. Famicom original Kirby, very cool, very nice. The Showcase auction, for reference point, had a 95, obviously a beautiful copy of the game, almost $1,400 frickin' dollars. Almost $1,400. So the VGA 90 tonight was $300. Now I get it. VGA 95 is much nicer than the 90, but like $300 versus $1,400? What is that, a 4x, almost a 5x? In I don't know, man. I think I'd rather take the 90th if that's going to be the discrepancy there. Oscar's Trash Race, 9.4A plus for $124. Group lot of 3 there, $175. The Lynx demo is actually really cool. Alien vs. Predator, unreleased for Atari Lynx. If it was for any other console, I'm sure it would sell for a lot more. It sold for $200, which isn't bad, but like, I understand Atari Lynx collectors probably aren't coming out in droves, you know? Captain Planet and the Planeteers, 8.5A plus, still over $400 for that. Defender of the Crown, $100 for a CIB. Absolutely mint, hey? 9.6 CIB. Just mint. $104. Jack Nicklaus Golf, 9.4A. The U.S. Open just happened, right? I think that's what it was. At Oakmont? Was that the U.S. Open? PGA? Yeah, I think it was the U.S. Open. Very, very timely for Jack Nicklaus to show up here. Kings of the Beach, 9.4A plus, 172.50. Last Starfighter, 8.5A plus. Carolina Collection, oh my god. $450 for Last Starfighter still. Lower grade Zelda, oh my gosh. This is something that we've talked about a lot here. What's the merit buying lower grade copy, any grade copy? We're getting to the point now where the floors on some of these factory sealed copies are, like, it's getting up there, man. Almost $3,000 just to get a 7.0A at this point. 6.5A was $2,600 back in December. So, I mean, this did sell for more than the 6.5. The Zelda has mold? No, does it? $40. Has puncture damage. Doesn't say mold. $260. It doesn't say mold. It might be scuffs on the seal. There was a different game that Evan was talking about that had some scuffing, but it doesn't say mold on it. Bottom spine. I can't see bottom spine. Bottoms. What do you mean? You can't see spine pictures. You can't see spine pictures in... I'm not seeing it. I'm not feeling it. Oh, read the description. Jesus Christ. Updated June 12th. There's mold. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no. What the hell? Updated June 12th. Mold on the bottom of spine. All right. Well, never mind. That's insanity. I take back everything I said. That's crazy. Thank you, FDL. Thank you for pointing that out. Oh my gosh, dude. Sometimes, like, I'll be honest, right? I don't read the, yeah, I know, right, Kyle? I know. I don't always read the descriptions before I bid on stuff. Poof, man, good reminder. Good reminder to give that description a look, because holy smokes. Yeah, 2,800 now, though. I wonder if, you know what I mean? 2,800, now I wonder if it's, did the buyer know, right?
Fair warning.
But what I was going to say is even getting these ground floor, entry-level, budget-friendly, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? Factory-sealed Zelda is still thousands of dollars now. Once I finish up Mario, I'm probably going to go towards Zelda, and, like, I'm probably going to have to come in at, like, 8. I don't think I can spend $10,000 again on Zelda, but it's, you know, getting up there. Legend of the Diamond, 9.48 plus, $406. Not bad. A good grade on this game, but not the most popular game in the world. Still over $400. Mad Max, $300 there. Master Chew and the Drunkard Hue for the unlicensed collectors, $175, the 8.5B. Mendel Palace, 9.68 for $362. Mig went for $156. Monopoly, beautiful copy of Monopoly, actually. I thought sometimes this pops, doesn't it? I thought sometimes Monopoly pops off, but 9.48 plus plus for $162.50 into Muppets Adventure at the Carnival, selling for $325. Are you selling your first print Zelda to fund a sealed oval one? I am not. I am not actually Carts and Cardboard. When it comes to games like that, it's the same if I had a... There's only very, very few games I'm willing to do this with. Like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, I will keep a complete in-box white bullets, right? Even if I were to get an oval factory sealed, I would keep the white bullet first print. Matte sticker, gloss sticker Mario, I would keep a CIB. First print Zelda, even if I get a factory sealed oval, which I do want to get a factory sealed one eventually, I will keep the first print TM Zelda. There's very, very few NES games where I'm still willing to hold on to the first print. Monty said the market will never go down again. What's to be afraid of a 10K Zelda? That's true. That's true. It only goes up. Video games only go up. You are correct about that. A CGC 9.4 white bullet is coming up with the signature. Oof. That's oof, boy. That's a little bit above my pay grade, I think, Carts and Cardboard. I assume a 9.4 white bullet is what, $5,000 to $10,000? Like, that thing's gonna pop off, no? That's a beautiful game. You have an Atari Lynx, but it needs to be repaired. Something cool. You have an unopened box of Atari Lynx carrying cases. Is that something cool? Is that something cool, Replay Retro? Is it cool that you have an unopened box of Atari Lynx carrying cases? Is cool the word? You wanted the Atari Lynx thing, Joe, but you don't know anything about it. Yeah, that's what I mean. Atari Lynx is getting a little bit too esoteric for most people to want to jump in, even if the title is Alien vs. Predator. Great title, but Atari Lynx, not a great console. The Famicom robot here, Stack Up, VGA85, actually unopened, selling for $250. Yeah, buy the mold, not the grade. So here's Super Mario Bros. 7.0B. Pushing its way to, yeah, 2,750. It's going to beat Zelda, going over 3,000 here. Again, right, that's not super low, but much lower grade copy of Mario, budget friendly, whatever you want to say. It looks like the last 8.0B plus sold in February for $3,700. So this 7.0B, this was only $500 shy of an 8.0B plus. Now, what's really the difference between 7.0B, 8.0B plus? Like, they're all lower grade copies, I get it, but like, this came damn close to selling for what the 8.0 did back in February, which isn't great. Not great for me. Not great for me. Not great to see. We do not want to see We don't want to see bottom copies, floor copies, start coming up. If the floor goes up, the ceiling has to go up as well. We don't want that. Yeah, I'm going to have to sell another kidney, right? We don't want that. We don't want that at all. It's just one carrying case. The box is mint. Gotcha. Gotcha. I thought you had like a factory case of carrying cases. Like, it looks like you have a lot of carrying cases there. You could use my carrying case. That's what I thought you had there. Tecmo Rolled Wrestling 9.48 plus for 325. Super Spike Volleyball 237.50. Into another Japanese game here, VGA 90. A little bit of spillover. A little bit of spillover from the Japanese showcase auction. So, like I said on the Instagram story, if you missed out on all the Japanese stuff, yeah, you got a little bit tonight. And so far, it seems like, well, in general, the weeklies probably aren't going to pull the same kind of premium. Everyone shows up for the Japanese showcase. Do I still have it open? Yeah, I do. Yeah, we'll talk about the Japanese showcase in just a second here. I don't want to miss the Zombie Nation because this is crazy. Crazy to see Zombie Nation in any grade come up. Sitting at $900 right now, 7.0A. So I do want to see if it pops off because it's just, you know what I mean? It's always, Zombie Nation is just rare as balls, man. Zelda 2 Adventure of Link 8.5 CIB early production copy here. Lower grade CIB, right? Is there merit? Is there merit?
$50.
$200 for a VGA 90 Yoshi's Cookie. I'm pretty sure Yoshi's Cookie is somewhat available, Skull. I'm pretty sure. Like, I think you can get these out of Japan for, you call it 8,000 yen, give or take. So, I don't think it's, like, super cheap.
Fair warning.
But, nah, the Zelda 2 is junk. 8.5 is junk grade still. Come on. Come on, man. $193.75. I mean, realistically though, HW, what could you sell an 8.5 raw for, right? I don't think this is going for $200 unless I'm way out of, unless I'm just way off with the Adventure of Link here. But that seems like a lot more money than you could ever ask for it as a raw game. It lets Zelda 2 9.48 plus Classic Series.
Next lot. 750.
Zombie Nation. I think we did. Oh my god. Mold on the box here with Zombie Nation as well. Yeah, the 7.0 B plus is what we learned. Milk was a bad choice. 7.0 B plus last sold for $1,920 all the way back in 2019. Then a 7.0 B plus sold for $1,000. Now this moldy one also sold for $1,125. It's really tough though to ask this moldy copy to sell for more than, you know what I mean? 7.0 B plus. I would rather have a 7.0 B plus all day, man. All day versus a 7.0 A with mold. They sold for the exact same price. Man, I didn't, again, right? Again, description stuff. I didn't see that it was a frickin' mold copy or I wouldn't have been so fired up about it. You know what I mean? That mold qualifier really is it's a death blow, man. It affects value a lot. You guys probably saw at Golden Auctions there. Right, Golden Auctions sold their, not to speak about the competition here, but Golden Auctions sold their Hang Tab Mario Bros. 9.2A Plus for $62,000, I believe.
$40.
Yeah, Molden Auctions. And, I have to assume 9.2A Plus Hang Tab, if the mold wasn't on it, it would have sold for, what, 9.2A Plus Hang Tab should be close to like 100K, no? 80K at least? Like, when's the last time we've seen a nice Hang Tab come up, right? They just don't come up. They don't exist. So even, you know, even something like Mario Bros. Hang Tab, if you get that mold note, whew, the mold pedigree, baby.
$200.
Entering into Super Nintendo Killer Instinct, the 9.48 plus for $450. Kirby Superstar 8.0A, made in Japan, early production copy of the game. This used to be like Super Nintendo Grail stuff, man. How is this doing, actually? 8.0A for $540 on Kirby Superstar. Yeah, oh, jeez. Are they... We don't have comps. Has Heritage not sold one? They're showing me like 2022, 2021 comps. So, you know, 2022, $4,800 for 9.0. Like, $8,400 frickin' dollars during the bubble, but... surely there's more recent comps than that, hey? Even, like, that's crazy, man. Even, oh, that's still in the bubble. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. I need more recent comps. $537.50 sounds kind of cheap to me for that. Just for how, Unless Kirby Superstar really doesn't hold up anymore, but this used to be, say circa 2018, 2019, before WATA games and everything. Kirby Superstar was right up there, man. Super Return of the Jedi, $237.50 for the 9.48++. Majesco, Castlevania 4, going for $350 there. Group lot of 6, complete in-box Super Nintendo games. Yeah, Monty is never allowed on again, exactly.
Fair warning.
Another person, direct competition, looking to buy a frickin' Super Mario Bros. He's never allowed back on. Never allowed back on. I'm sick of people thinking buying Mario Bros. Is a good idea. I am quirky unique. People need to fuck off and stop thinking they need to buy a Mario just because Greg is. It's a unique thing. Stop doing it. That's my shtick. The group lot of 6 games there, $375. Group lot of 5 games. And these are actually good titles all throughout these Super Nintendo lots here. So 375 for this lot and $425 for this lot. I couldn't say the number. Kirby Block Ball was an NFR. And coming up later, there's a big not for resale lot. If you guys are into that, a demo unit. Where is it here? Oh man, right here as well. There's a big NFR lot of Game Boy Advance games coming up later. So if you see these and you're like, why are there big lots of this stuff? It's all NFR. And this Nintendo DS lot here is like a demo unit plus a couple of Pocket Pikachu things. And then also 9 not for resale cartridges. So if you are an NFR guy, like, ooh, you're eating good tonight. There's some good lots. Perfect Dark, $222.50 there into Charlie's Blast territory. Very, very hard. Only 5 on the pop report, 8.0A, $200. I think it's cheap. I think it's cheap on Charlie Blast, honestly. Unless there's like a bunch of copies sitting on eBay these days, getting a factory sealed one of this, again, it's full set collectors. I know no one gives a shit about Charlie Blast, but like $200 for that, man. Pocket Monsters 85 plus qualified. Quest 64, 8.5A plus. One of very, very few RPGs on the console. Only 15 on the WATA Pop Report. Again, pretty rare. Pretty rare on Quest 64.
Fair warning.
You were the underbidder on the stinky Majesco Castlevania. And Joseph right underneath says I won the Castlevania by mistake. That's insult to injury right there. Insult to injury right there.
$220.
Am I going to consider grading the Tamagotchi Pikachu? Dude. What'd it sell for? Like $2,500 at the Japanese showcase? Just absolutely ridiculous. You can pick them up for like $100 all day. Yeah, $3,000 at the Japanese showcase. VGA 95, $3,000 for the Pocket Pikachu. I think I bought mine for 100 Canadian, maybe 150 Canadian. Oof, that's insanity. Top Gear Rally 9.68 Plus is also a beautiful copy here. Yeah, tied with 1 for the top graded copy out of only 11. Dare I say, the esoteric N64 tonight didn't get the love it should have. If I was still full set collecting N64, these are all, like, the highest graded. You're getting the tied highest graded copy of Top Gear Rally for $337.50? Donkey Kong soundtrack 9.98 plus plus for $200. Majora's Mask soundtrack pushing its way up to $139. And yeah, what I was saying here, the Japanese showcase, if you were able to come out last Thursday, it was competitive, man. It was really competitive. Pokemon Green, Pokemon Red, some of these games that are coming up a few more times now. Pocket Monsters Blue as well, Pokemon Rayquaza. The games that are coming up a bunch over and over again are seeing a lot of volatility. Some are going up, some are going down type of thing. But Final Fantasy VII set a brand new record high VGA 90 for like $2,600 there. Something like Super Metroid VGA 90 was still over $3,000. One that I'm watching closely because I would love to buy a copy. But this sold for more than the last copy did. So did Super Mario USA. So even, I think this is the 3rd Japanese showcase that has ever happened. And a lot of this stuff still, especially if you go to like the 500 to 2,000 range, Duck Hunt VGA 95 is still bringing in 2,000. The $500 to $2,000 range on this stuff is still insanely competitive. Final Fantasy 2, 1,437. Coliseum VGA 90, 1,437. It's tough for me to want to jump in still. Star Fox over $1,000 on the 90. It's tough for me to want to jump into a lot of this at the graded prices, because the graded prices they're still pulling like 2, 3, 4, 5, 10x what a raw copy would cost. And yes, buying out of Japan, there's a ton of risk. I just got scammed. I showed you guys for the that Marvel versus Capcom. You can get scammed buying from Japan all day long. But also, if you're gonna I keep hoping, I keep waiting and hoping that competition on some of this Japanese stuff is gonna go down. And now that we're in 2025 June here, I'm still not seeing it. Banjo-Tooie, first time it showed up here, 750. I think it was the first time it showed up. I'm just not seeing extreme degrees of weakness with Japanese stuff yet, which is, as someone who wants to buy the stuff, it really sucks. Like, even a VGA 85 Smash Bros. Is $525, right? VGA 85, it's not even that nice of a copy, and it's $525. Yeah, there is. Because if you are someone who doesn't want to look at Japan, you don't want to risk getting scammed, you don't want to deal with all the bullshit, of course, right? Just buy it already graded. And frankly, I'm being a cheap ass. I get it. Who cares if it's a 2x premium to not get scammed, right? I get it. But, as someone who still wants to buy a lot of stuff, who would love to get some of this really nice graded stuff, Dr. Mario 95 is $2,000. What I saw from the Japanese showcase is, yeah, it's hard to compete. Like, you have to be ready to spend money, I guess is what I should say. I went in there trying to get some deals. I put some lowball bids, you know what I mean? I was trying to scrape some stuff up, and I got nothing. I wasn't even close to winning anything. So for myself, walking away from that auction, it's like frick, Japanese, and coming off of the signature as well, right? Where Henry and I were talking about it, saying maybe there's some market fatigue, maybe there's too many games coming up, whatever it is, blah, 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 blah. Japanese is not seeing that whatsoever. Japanese is looking strong, looking healthy, looking competitive, and it also helps, mind you, like I said, I think that's only the third Japanese showcase auction in the past year and a half. And it was 174 games, if I remember correctly. So the amount of volume of Japanese stuff that actually comes up from month to month or even year to year is very, very, very slim. A lot of the stuff that's coming up is still the first time ever listed. Game Boy Advance games, a lot last that we had there, first time ever coming up for auction. So it's hard to expect. It's you don't know what to expect. It's hard to even know what to expect from these auctions because they just don't come up that often and the comps just don't exist. But from what I saw, in my opinion, if you were not able to attend that Japanese auction, this is really fucking cool, by the way. Pokemon Emerald, NFR. Like I said, NFR, not for resale people, demo people. You're eating good tonight. The Pokemon Emerald NFR for $525. If you weren't able to come out to the Japanese auction, it's competitive, man. It is competitive. That is what I will say. I'm curious if you guys won anything, if any of you participated, if any of you... I'm just curious, if are you getting into Japanese stuff, still waiting? We probably don't have the big Japanese audience even in here tonight to ask these questions, but if you're watching the VOD, if you're watching the replay, I'm absolutely curious to know your opinions. Some of the Japanese stuff is like pushing higher than North American counterparts at this point.
$95.
It's very impressive to see. Very impressive to see.
Fair one.
You won the Dead or Alive 1 on the JP auction? Yeah, that was great. That was great. Don't get me wrong, there were still some stuff there. I think the consoles as well, people were saying overall were very good deals. They had some like VGA qualified, beautiful consoles. Maybe I can find a couple. I know Moon in the Discord won the Donkey Kong one. It's like 1 of 1,000 limited. Yeah, right here. 1 of 1,000 limited edition, qualified, like mint condition, CIB, brand new, whatever you want to call it, $750. And there were a few consoles like that were just beautiful, qualified examples that, as far as I understand, they were selling for like less than some of the raw copies sell for. Torchic qualified, $1,375 there. I guess they're lower. I was looking high there, but Game Boy Micro limited edition Pikachu 656, Famicom VGA 85. This is it's from like a Nintendo Fun Club, I think, for that one. 687.50. Yeah, it's still interesting what does or doesn't. This 90 plus qualified, 575 for the yellow Japan Pikachu. It was super interesting seeing the qualified stuff. The qualified consoles didn't get massive premiums for whatever reason. You've been buying FC since you began around 2010, still looking for a few titles? I have to ask in Japanese to get the Japanese collectors to reply. Oh, God. You're going to bait me into doing a stereotypical Japanese accent, and that'll be the end of me. That'll be the end of the channel right there, Mike. Like, I'm not falling for that, man.
Fair warning.
It was competitive, even if you were bidding against only one guy, he was pushing it hard. And I also do wonder about that, Elijah. How much of that stuff is being pushed by like one person? You know what I mean? Is it like how many bidders, how many participants are at that Japanese auction? Is it truly 1, 2, 3, 5 whales who just like bid on everything? I don't know. I don't know, man. But some of those bidding wars did go on for a while. I also noticed that.
100, 200.
Super interesting auction to say the least. And yeah, Japanese rolls on, I'll tell you that. Japanese rolls on, man. 9.8 A++ Super Monkey Ball Jr. on GBA. What we missed was not much. Advance Wars Black Hole Rising, number 2, 9.8 A++ there for $575. Some soundtracks, $212. Majora's Mask soundtrack was $212. The King of Swing, baby, was $89. Mario and Luigi Player's Choice, $210. We didn't miss much. The NFR console was the most exciting thing there, so popping back into the auction here after the little Japanese. You know, you got to give the people a take on the Japanese auction that took place there. I know everyone can't show up for every single auction and everything, so $250 for the Mario World 2, the big NFR lot here. Yes, what is this? 11 not for resales. Closes at $450. This has to be a deal, no? Averaging about $40 per. Are Game Boy Advance NFRs not that expensive? Like $40 per sounds cheap, right? Most of them have back stickers on them. Like, surely Metroid and the Zeldas have to be, but the Pokemon, those have to be over $40. Right? They have to be. Surely they're almost $100 each for those ones alone. But I don't know enough about the NFRs. I really don't. It's not a rabbit hole I went down, seriously. Obviously, I have my, like, NFR Gray Zelda and stuff. I think I have a Metroid Fusion NFR still, but they're super, super cool. But, I can't go down additional rabbit holes. You know what I mean? I can't go down even more rabbit holes. Also, I should tell you guys, this is the end of an era. This is my very last Blue Pepsi Zesty Citrus, and I can confidently say I'll never be buying this again. This is being retired. This is obsolete. I will never purchase this again, so here's the Zesty Citrus. Oh, yeah. Yep, that tastes like piss, all right. Undeniable. Undeniable. Crying shame, man. A crying shame. Wario World 80 Plus sold for $89 there. Zelda Wind Waker VGA 90s $325. Remember when Wind Waker was worthless like 2 years ago? Man, you could get these out of Japan for like nothing. $20. Like nothing. Zelda no Densetsu Twilight Princess there, 85 for $262.50. Group lot of 5 promotional items. Do you drink regular soda? Well, this is zero sugar. I basically only drink zero sugar shit, HW. That's why I gave this Zesty Citrus a try. I would still drink normal pop, soda, whatever, but I drink it very seldom. Seldom do I drink real soda, pop, whatever. You wouldn't know what piss tastes like? Here it is, Chris. Like, bottoms up, my guy. Let me send you a can.
Next lot. $30.
It's that sweet, salty taste, you know? I tell you. This Pepsi just tastes like if you leave Pepsi on the counter for a night. That's what sucks about it. It's not like a disgusting taste or anything. It just tastes like Pepsi that was left out. It's like a flat Pepsi. That's what this tastes like. Just kind of sucks.
Fair warning. $80. $85.
Yeah, sorry, Highlander there, you said. You subbed out 15 Japanese games to Heritage. They don't have comps for 90% of them. Yup. That's what I mean, man. It's still price discovery and just so low volume on so much of this stuff.
$170.
That's one thing you want Heritage to add. eBay-style bid history so we can tell what's going on. I would love that, dude. I would love eBay-style bid history.
$240.
What do you think about GameStop investing more in TCGs? Are you planning to do a video about it? Is GameStop? No, probably not. I wasn't planning on doing a video on it, but it's interesting as hell. It's interesting as hell, man. At this point, I mean, I was hearing rumors of GameStop gonna buy Collector's Universe, like GameStop going to purchase PSA. Is that even a reality that could exist? How does GameStop have this much money? So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with GameStop, but there's a lot of shit circling around that. I don't know. I don't know what's real right now. I don't know if I'm spreading massive misinformation, but nutty. GameStop is the giant that refuses to die, right? It refuses to go away, man. They've been going bankrupt for like 10 years now. They just keep on going, baby. The Nintendo DS not for resale lot here. Like I said, you get the Pocket Pikachu little Tamagotchi things. You get a demo unit DS, and then you also get 9 not for resale games. So this is like this is good. This is again a really cool lot if you are a not for resale person. I can only assume again that purchasing all of these separately, it has to be a bit expensive, right? I know they're not the best games in the world, but like I didn't even know Nintendo DS has this many NFRs. Closes at $212. It feels cheap. You know what I mean? It feels cheap. Ju-On, The Grudge is also really cool. 9.88 plus on the Wii, published by Xseed. The Wii doesn't have many horror games. The Wii doesn't have many cool games. The Grudge is actually pretty damn neat. The promotional items ended at 109, and the other promotional set ended at 79. Mario and Luigi Brothership, pushing up to $100. And of course, tonight's auction is sponsored by Heritage Auctions. I know I said I won't be here next week, but please, you guys, show up next week if you can on the Thursday. Do not forget, that is Thursday the 26th. Power of PlayStation auction is taking place. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I better make sure I didn't fuck the date on that. I'm pretty positive it's the 26th. I won't be here. What do I care? What do I care if the date's right or not? I won't be here. Not my problem. Let's see. Yeah, June 26th is going to be the Power of PlayStation, so make sure you guys mark your calendars for next Thursday on that. And of course, more auctions coming up all year, as well as another Japanese showcase auction coming up in October. You have until August to get into that. And the August signature deadline is fast approaching, you guys. You have until July. If you want to get into the next signature auction, it's coming up in August. The best of the best, the rarest, the most expensive, all that good stuff. If you want to get into the next signature auction, final call, July 2nd. Videogames@ha.com to reach out. There's links in the description. Referrals for Heritage can help you estimate your stuff, help you grade your stuff, all of that good stuff. Why don't they have a Google Calendar you could just subscribe to?
$160.
If you go into the description here in my video, if you go into the description, you can paste this, right? This is my own calendar I made. Heritage has a calendar. If you Google like Heritage Auctions video game calendar, you can get. I don't know why they don't have something. I don't know, man. Come on, dog. I don't know why they don't have a Google Calendar. Maybe Evan's still in here. Maybe he can program a Google Calendar that you can just like. Yeah, I agree, right? Subscribe to it and get notifications on your phone about auctions that are taking place. Sounds fantastic. Sounds fantastic, Chris. I agree. Nintendo Power number 2. There's actually a lot of Nintendo Power tonight. Remember when we used to see Nintendo Power every single auction? Nintendo Power number 2, 9.0, 362.50. Nintendo Power number 3, 9.2, 187.50. Nintendo Power 3, man, no love. No love. Early number 3, but it frickin' advertises track and field 2. So it'll just never, I assume it'll just never be that valuable. Nintendo Power number 4. Advertising Zelda 2, $243.75 for the 8.5 copy. Ninja Gaiden, one of the best covers that exists, 9.2 for $175. Turtles, 8.0 for $212. Mega Man 2 on Game Boy, right? Yes. No. Yes?
Fair warning.
Maybe it's just Mega Man 2 on NES. For some reason, I always thought it was Game Boy. $156 there for Nintendo Power number 7. Nintendo Power number 8, DuckTales, 8.5.
Fair warning.
You do get push notifications about Heritage Auctions? Okay, so is there something you can actually subscribe to? Maybe I just don't actually know. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I just don't actually know. You're kind of surprised Heritage hasn't had another CIB auction since February 2024. Yes. So am I, to a degree. But I think
Fair warning.
the issue with a lot of the super high CIB is you need people who want to, well, both sell their super high grade CIB. So you need people who can like source super high grade
Fair
CIB or super premium stuff. And it seems to me like a lot of the CIB guys, the people who are really passionate about putting together 9.4, 9.6 complete inbox video games, they're freaking collectors.
Fair warning.
Right? I think that's the biggest issue. The people who are putting together 9.4s, 9.6s
$190
are collectors. So where the heck do we get the volume to have a showcase auction of only CIBs?
Fair warning.
Now I'm just spitballing as to why I think it hasn't happened. I don't have any kind of insider information on that other than you guys, but that's my guess for why the CIB auction hasn't happened again. Because if I remember correctly, I thought the February auction, the CIB auction, I don't think it was that week, was it?
$300.
The Tetris cover, 8.0 for 104. Yeah, did Monty just pick it up, Joe? Did Monty just pick it up? The big Tetris guy? The
Fair
Tetris
warning.
pump is on? Surely he bought a Tetris cover for 8.0.
$380.
For only $104, I mean. And the DuckTales cover going for $175. So, I mean, I know Nintendo Power, I think they're still doing pretty decent, man. 9.6 copy here, pushing its way to almost 500. There we go. Batman here. Like, we're talking about an 8.0 copy of Turtles for 212. 9.0 Mega Man 156, whatever. The 8.5 again on DuckTales 175. Like, these aren't really high grade copies. Still selling for like 150, 200 bucks here. That seems kind of decent. That seems kind of decent for like 8.0, 8.5s. And then the 9.6 Batman here, 475.
Fair warning.
Yeah, Nintendo Power doesn't seem to be doing bad.
220.
Part of me would expect those 8.0 copies to be like, I don't know, 100 bucks. But maybe that's just too rude overall.
Fair warning.
Maybe we should never expect the 8.0s to get down to like worthless price levels.
Bidding is continuing.
Welcome into SEGA, everybody.
Fair warning.
Castlevania Bloodlines kicks off. Majesco copy
Next
here.
lot.
8.5 A plus Majesco for 275. Gunstar Heroes. Trevor, someone pump it up. You didn't put on a proxy bid. Yeah, it immediately jumped up to 750. So it opened at about, it opened at 240 and jumped to 550. So we're still going. Now with BP, we're looking for 875. One of the greatest games on Genesis. Gunstar Heroes 9.6A, second highest graded copy ever offered at Heritage Auctions, out of only 5, and of course inside you have a delicious fruit roll-ups. Yes, inside, I don't know why, I don't remember the promotion, but inside of this you do get a fruit roll-ups, and it's not even advertised on the box.
$50.
They put all of that deliciousness inside of this game, and they didn't even tell you they did that.
Fair warning.
How didn't they even advertise it, right? That's crazy. Isn't that basically just the cost of raw and grading? After all the fees, I don't think consigners are actually making money on those. Which ones? On the Nintendo Power books at like 200 bucks? It only costs like, what, $25 plus, I don't know, 15 bucks if you want to get it pressed? Call it $50 to grade one of these. So if you have like, you know, an 8.0 Nintendo Power number 6 kicking around, you're still making money on it. No, you're not, you know, making a ton of money, but like, you put 50 bucks into it, you sell it here. Even after fees and stuff, you're like, that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all.
$90.
Gunstar Heroes pushes its way to $1,125. And I mentioned the 8.0 specifically because that's the kind of copy that someone might still have kicking around, right? Like, I get it, you're probably not going to be sitting on a whole bunch of 9.2s, but 8.0? Your copy might be that. NHLPA Hockey here, 8.0B, first edition, limited edition sticker, all that good stuff about it. $139 there. Yeah, Gunstar Heroes is cool. I want to see comps on this quick. Toxic Crusaders is also cool. It's a game I grew up with on Sega Genesis, 9.8A here. The last 9.6 A++, I guess, was $900 back in November. Would you rather have a 9.8A or a 9.6 A++? The 9.8A today was 450 bucks. Gunstar Heroes.
$70.
Oh my gosh. May 2024. Get this. May 2024, the 9.8A plus. This is like a year ago. Sold for 1,200 bucks. So tonight, the 9.6A sold for almost the exact same price. Gunstar getting some love. Gunstar getting some love. Yeah, HW. It did go a little high, hey? It did go a little high. I tell ya. Some love for Gunstar Hero out there. Graded group of 4 games here. You got Tom Brady at the top, Wheel of Fortune, American Gladiators. It's a group graded lot of... you get 4 graded games. Would that fruit roll-up go well with Zesty Pepsi? Oh, it sure would. It sure would. It sure would. Some stanky fruit roll-up with a stanky Pepsi. That's a true combo right there. That's unblockable. It's true, right? Like, it's true combo. You can't do anything. Old-ass fruit roll-up and Zesty Pepsi.
Fair warning.
Oh, we take that. You do? Tetris was on everything. Big demerit, and what can you do with it? What are you saying about Tetris here?
Fair warning.
What are you on about with Tetris here, HW? Oh my god, Sonic the Hedgehog toys. Sonic the Hedgehog McDonald's toys, pushing the way to $50 or to $49. Tetris was on everything is a big hit to it, and what can you do with it? Not a lot. It's more of an Atari style game. You're not seeing it. You love Tetris, just don't care about having one at all. Woof. Oof. Hot take against Tetris. Oh my gosh. Now, I don't think Tetris is something that should be, like, yeah, to Nathan's point on Monday, right? Big believer in Tetris. $44 for the McDonald's toys, by the way. Echo, Tides of Time. We have a little bit of Game Gear coming up. To Monty's point about the Tetris, in my opinion, you have Game Boy Tetris, you have NES Tetris, right? And those are super cool. They both are, right? Don't get me wrong at all. Published by Nintendo. Even the Tengen one, the unlicensed Tetris, very cool. I'd like to get a Tengen copy myself eventually. But I think, and maybe this is just me being like, not looking at it the right way, because you guys know I value historical importance and stuff. The actual Spectrum Holobyte copies of Tetris, which are the original production, the original company, whatever it is, Spectrum Holobyte copies exist for PC. It's a PC release, first and foremost, for those. Maybe the Apple II, Commodore, Amiga, I don't even know what the hell it came out for. But those really early copies from Spectrum Holobyte interest me more than buying, like, the NES Tetris, even though that's the most popular one, or Game Boy Tetris, right? Game Boy Tetris is the one that has the Game Boy Tetris is Super Mario World, right? Every console came with one, so no one had to buy it. So Game Boy Tetris is the grail. It's super cool, but it's not nearly as cool as Spectrum Holobyte is to me. That is Tetris in my opinion from like a collectability standpoint, but I'm probably the exception there. I think most people are just going to chase after Game Boy or NES. Yeah, the Tetramino. What do you mean? The Tetramino is my favorite character in Smash. NHL Hockey. 9.68 plus pushed its way to $500 on Game Gear. That's actually solid. Actually solid. Legend of Illusion, Mickey Mouse, 275. Shining Force, the Sword of 8.08 plus plus there, pushing its way to 387.50. Tom and Jerry, the movie, 9.48 plus plus. Man, Shining Force, what a fall from grace. What a fall from frickin' grace on Shining Force. I swear to God, people were paying more money for this back in like 2016. This was like the Game Gear game to own, man. Yeah, even CIBs though, Ted, the sales aren't nearly as exciting as they used to be. Like, yeah, there's some sales like 300, 400, but then there's also like sales of 150. It's just, and that's probably just the natural volatility of Game Gear. Who's looking at any given time? There's only like 8 people collecting for the console, but Tom and Jerry, $412. Yeah, frickin' Tom and Jerry sells for more. I get it, 9.4 versus 8.0, but Tom and Jerry is selling for more than Shining Force. Tom and frickin' Jerry, man. Heart of the Alien, 8.58 plus. Yeah, I know Shining Force is uncommon at best, not super rare, but it's also one of the biggest name brand titles on Game Gear. You have an 85 plus Spectrum Holobyte available for Tetris. That is cool. That's very cool, Game Gallery. It's cool. I agree. Tetris isn't a character is the biggest drawback. Tetris isn't... it's hard, I think, it's hard to feel a super big emotional attachment to Tetris. And I love Tetris. I love Tetris. But, oh, you were talking about NHL hockey. Oh, well, there we go. You had a few nice ones sealed. Yeah, I was surprised by $500 on this. I didn't think NHL hockey was much of anything on Game Gear. Yeah, I love Tetris. I do. I've grinded a fuck ton of Tetris in my day, but I also don't feel some big need to own a copy.
Fair warning.
You know, I don't own an NES copy. I don't own a Game Boy copy, and I'm not sitting here like, oh my god, I need to get one.
Fair warning.
I'll buy Tetris whenever I happen upon one, you know? Whenever I happen to get a good deal on Tetris is when I'll probably pick it up.
$45. $50.
What Spectrum Holobyte Tetris 85 Plus worth? I have no idea.
Fair warning.
No idea, Trevor. Probably less than an NES copy, let's be honest. Dino Crisis 8.0A Plus. I agree. You need a mascot. You need a character. You need a lot. Greg mascot could be Sack. Yes, we need Sackboy. No, wait, Sackboy exists. Oh my god, we just about had a copyright claim. Holy crap, that was close. I don't know, Mansack. We'll workshop that. But Sack is the emblem. Sack is the character. We just got to workshop that a bit. With Game Gear, when a new collector enters the market that wants a complete collection, they normally go as fast as possible and they hit Urban Strike, Rise of the Robots wall. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is a new Game Gear collector can collect all the Majesco crap. They can get some of the Sonics. They can get, you know what I mean? But then that's it. Yeah, half man, half Investorino, half Sack. Crash Team Racing 9.88 plus for $200. Hot Shots Golf 9.88 plus plus. Actually kind of cool.
Next lot.
Actually kind of neat. Pushing its way to $250. Remember when Hot Shots Golf was like a top tier golf game? What'd they make? 5 of these? Something like that. I think Hot Shots Golf. I think it came with my PS2 console. I don't think I would have bought Hot Shots Golf myself, right? I had ATV Off-Road Fury and Hot Shots Golf 2. And why the hell would I have bought this myself? So it had to have come with the console. Tekken Tag Tournament 9.88 plus, super freaking cool. $325. Half-Life 9.88, also awesome. Just cool selection of games here. The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. Oogie, 9.88 plus here, pushing over $200.
Fair warning.
You thought Mrs. Kiff was our mascot? Yeah, I'll get sued for Sackboy, Mike. I will be the next Carl. Bulletproof, you thought they were after Spectrum? They are, aren't they? What are you talking about, Bullet?
Next lot. $70.
I thought Bulletproof was after Spectrum as well. I thought Spectrum Holobyte was like the first to publish Tetris. You won the Nightmare Before Christmas. Cheap. 9.88 plus for $200. Let's go, dude. You make me happy. You make me happy. You're saying Tetris is garbage and you shouldn't buy it. And then you're out here buying frickin' Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Next lot.
Who wants a stinky Tetris when you can buy Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, hey? I tell ya, this is a man with taste. War of the Monsters, 9.88 plus for $134 into a group lot of 3 factory sealed games. Last print, The Last of Us, Gears of War early print, Borderlands early print. Pushing its way to almost $350 here. Closing for $325, I believe. Man, freaking Gears, yeah, 9.6, 9.4. It's cheap. I think it's cheap for $100. You wanted War of the Monsters. $134, man. I mean, I guess by the time you get it to frickin', where do you live? The Netherlands. I think you're in the Netherlands. By the time you get it there, it's probably a lot more than $134, but for $200, top of the pop, way cheap. Norway, you're in Norway. Sorry, I was close. I knew you were somewhere up there. Nightmare Before Christmas. It has a mascot. You are correct. It has a mascot. You got me there. Didn't Borderlands recently pump? Where, Trevor? Where was Borderlands pumping? I think Borderlands should pump, but I don't know if it was pumping anywhere. How's your search for Mario going? Kind of shitty. Kind of shitty. There are like no copies coming up. Maybe I've just missed them, but I'm not seeing 909294s. So I don't even know. You splurged lately, so you had to get it mega cheap. What's the pop on Marios? What, are they just like a normal Mario? Is that what you guys are asking about here? Just a normal oval seal Mario? Super Mario Bros. The ovals. Ovals. We don't care about anything else. There are 150, about 200. About 200 copies total. And then if you go from 9.0 and above, 25, about 100? No, 80-ish. 11, 25, 39. 80-ish is how many would fit. And 200 about total for ovals. So, I mean, they're out there. It's not terrible, right? It's not terrible. But it's not, it's also not huge. But it's not terrible. It's not super rare. It still is Mario. The other totals don't have much, Mike. You could add on, like, not a whole lot. I closed the page already, but there's only like 100. Yeah. If there's 200 ovals, maybe there's like 350 total. Like, when you get into round seal and stuff, there just aren't many in general. So, exactly, right? We should see more. We should see more when there's only 200 of them. And I mean, I guess that when I'm saying there's only 200 of them, that's why we now already see the 7.0Bs selling for 3,250. The issue with Mario is, though, and it's the same kind of issue that, what's the other game I was thinking of where people just don't sell it? Mario 64, right? Nobody sells their 85 plus, 90, 94s, 96s. We don't see really high-grade copies of Mario 64 come up. But there's a decent amount of them on the pop report. I think there's like 30, 40, 50 copies that are all above 85 plus on Mario 64. So, like, copies exist, but people aren't interested in getting rid of their Marios. You actually run into an issue where people who own them are keeping them. So, yeah, the OG collectors are just holding. Borderlands movie is going to age well and bring the game to the next 1K Xbox 360. Yeah, I mean, I think it should. I think Borderlands should be expensive, but yeah, VGA 95 Mario 64 is coming up in the signature, by the way. Yes, which is, what, the first time we've seen a VGA 95 since the golden one again? What, in like 2021? Have we seen a VGA 95 Mario 64 since? I don't think we have. So, people just don't list them. People don't sell them. People don't... People actually keep this stuff, which makes it hard. Not only holding, but holding many copies. Ask me how I know. Exactly, right? Exactly. List the Mario 9.8A++ for 1 point. Yeah, what's-his-face has it up? Cookie Man. Cookie Man has his 9.8A++ on eBay for $1.56 million and $1. Making it gonna be the most expensive game ever sold there once it sells. $1 more than the Crazy Heritage sale. There's a certain threshold of pop where you'd think there'd always be someone selling one. And I would say 200 is there. You know, if it's pop 200, yeah, I think there's... I should say, there is always someone offering a Mario, Elijah. There is. Copies are listed on eBay. But there's a difference between, like, you know, pumped up price availability versus actual auction or actual fair market value. There always is one available. I'll say that. Right? It's not so freaking rare that if you want to go to eBay right now, $20,000, you damn right you can buy yourself a Mario Bros, right? Absolutely. But, yeah, big difference between that and fair market value availability. And then there's just stuff that's obviously so rare, it's actually not available. But the Mario Bros. 3,250 at the top of the auction. Zelda 7.0A, also $2,875 into Zombie Nation 7.0A. Yeah, like Zombie Nation, if you want to go buy a factory sealed copy of this, it might not be on eBay at any given time, even if you have $5,000 to spend, right? There's levels to rarity and stuff. Yeah. Gunstar Heroes 9.6A, 1125. Adventure of Link, the 9.4A Plus Classic Series, rounds out the top 5 at $625. At the other side of the auction, only one game can sell for less than any other game in the auction. These don't count. The McDonald's toys technically did sell for the least today, but like, you know, I can't count Sonic LCD McDonald's toys. We can't do it. So the actual lowest selling game today isn't even that low. This is like one of the highest, lowest selling games in a long time at a weekly auction. The Kirby's Block Ball not for resale demo cartridge, $84. Like, that's not even cheap. You know what I mean? For the cheapest item in the auction, that's not even that bad. $84 on Kirby's Block Ball, the not for resale. Yeah, these are cool, man. These are cool. Maybe someday I'll dive back into the demo cartridge rabbit hole. McDonald's did better than Kirby? It did not. Well, it depends how you want to say that, Ted. If the contest is Biggest Loser, yes, McDonald's did better. If you're just mean, did they sell for more than Kirby? They did not. And neither did the promo lot. What was in here? $79. You could get yourself... What is that? GameCube branded calculator. So you got the calculator over there. You got a magnet with no... I think these are magnets right here. Or maybe these are the magnets. A red Post-it note dispenser. So that's Post-it notes up there. The pen, obviously, you got the pen. Very nice. And oh yeah, these are the magnet words. And this thing is wooden block set, a factory sealed wooden block set, featuring phrases like "I am Link." I am Link exploring magical and enormous worlds. What is this? When has this sentence ever been said? I am Link exploring magical and enormous worlds. What? That is certainly a sentence that I just read. Anyways. That was the other. Yeah, you can change. Yes. You're supposed to construct sentences and stuff, but it's very funny that is the default sentence. I think you should just keep it exactly like that, right? That's a winning sentence right there. You never know. You never know what we're going to see, right? You never know what's going to come through that door. But on that note, you guys, that'll do it for the weekly auction. Yeah, keep it zesty out there, right? That'll do it for the weekly. I appreciate you guys coming out. I am away next week. I won't be here Tuesday. Thursday, Power of PlayStation, June 27th. Mark your calendars, all that good stuff. I'll have pictures from PEI in the Discord and stuff. I'm going to have like 4 days alone to just like explore Prince Edward Island. So I'll be in the Discord. I'll be posting pictures. I don't know what I'll be doing. I'll be exploring the island. So join the Discord. It's free. And I will see you guys the 1st, July 1st. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night.